spent several years from the mid-90s living and working in Rome, and one of the points of departure for our discussion about how to make a show together was actually the impact of that time on your work.
I got to Rome, I think either 92 or 93. Rome was the beginning of I would say, my mature work. Especially the ancient Rome, you know, the ancient buildings, the scale of that, and how human they were. When I get to Rome, I'm sort of painting these kind of landscape space. Mm-hmm. So there's space, and then on that space, or in that space, is color. You know, that's how I'm thinking. And I start thinking, wait a minute, maybe space is in the color. I'm thinking myself, I want space like Pollock, but I want color and depth like Roscoe, mm-hmm. which seems so opposite of each other. How could I have that kind of idea? So then I start looking at Miranda, and I'm thinking, oh, Miranda, So Miranda was the key to being in Italy. And that kind of the way you put things together, the kind of how quiet they were, the kind of how things touch. So,
and also the fact that with Miranda you never have outlines either.
Yeah, no, there's no outline.
It's always
it's just a shape.
The mess.
It's a mess. But with my paintings, I kind of follow the paintings. The paintings kind of tell me what to do. And so as the gesture goes away, I'm kind of freaking out because I'm thinking, well, what's this going to turn into? But I kind of follow the painting. But then I realized, no, the color is in this space. It's a small thing. The thing about painting is, it's like, you look at like Mondrian, it's like how long it took him to make a black line, a red line, or a blue line, which physically is nothing, but mentally it's huge, you know, just to shift that line. And then there's the music, you know, and then the music for me, which is always there, is this kind of rhythm, getting in rhythm, having rhythm, which I think people find my paintings are kind of odd because of the rhythm, you know, because there's this kind of rhythm to them. So the idea of having something be so still but having it be so rhythmic.
It's interesting when you think about, you know, improvisational technique, and one of the things I really think about in your painting is the agility of them. It's one of the words I'd use to describe the colour. It's an extremely agile, you know, in terms of how you determine colour dynamics. There's an immense discipline involved in true improvisation.
That's true. With me, it's like I always tell people the color made the grid didn't make the color. You know, I wanted a structure that gave me total freedom with color.
There's nothing of that in your work. Your work jostles, it's free.
Yeah.
You know, these lozenges, they're not held, they're not constrained by a grid in any sense.
No. In fact, when I paint them, I never know where the edge is going to be. I mean, borders are fought for. So my painting things are fought for, the colors are fought for. And then the last piece was really density. Because I thought if I put the color next to one another, I would lose a space. But then I realized, space in the color. And then that's when I could really do anything I wanted. And that's how these paintings got made.